Okay, good evening, everyone. And this is Derek Tellis here. Welcome to our training session tonight on the personality, colors of the personality. I saw a presentation on the colors many years ago, and it's made a massive difference to the way I treat people and talk to people. And I'm hoping that you'll benefit from what Keith has to say. He's got lots of new stuff that I haven't even seen yet. So we should benefit from that. So what I want to do is hand over to Keith, who I've known for a very long time. Him and his wife and his dad, who've been good friends of mine for a long time. His dad is a great mentor of mine as well. So I'd like to pass over to Keith over in Texas and take it away, Keith.
All right, terrific. Well, thanks again for having me on again. The big thing, as usual, it's a Zoom, it's live. So I know it's recorded, but if you're here live, we'd love to do interactivity because as much as you could get the information we want, implementation, we want to make sure you at least have a starting block of what I have to share with you. So I'll do just a quick screen share, and don't worry too much if I go too quick because I'll give you a free resource at the end. So you have like a sheet of different scripts that you can use. Scripts more of like an outline because everyone's going to say things a little bit different. So don't worry too much as far as, whoa, it's a lot of information, or, can you recap this? No worries. We got you covered. So the big thing, if you write down one word for today, it's just listen. Because if we listen to people, chances are we're going to be ahead of most people. Because what do most people in sales do? Talk, 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 talk. Let me talk some more. Let me talk some more. And then, what do people want? Well, their most important subject is themselves. So it's pretty easy. If we listen, we're okay. Plus, at the same time, when we're listening, we're actually finding out what's their hot button. What do they really want out of this business? What do they really want out of the service? And that is gold because we like to custom everything to the individual person. Let me give you, whoops, I just hit the button there. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine, so I'm going to Mexico here in next month. And most of the tourist areas, they speak English. It's their second language, but they understand most of it, especially want to work in the tourist industry. So, but imagine if I go outside of the tourist district and I meet somebody that does not speak English. Why? Because that's not their main language. Not their fault. It's my fault for not knowing the language. And I ask him a simple question. Oh, do you know where this hotel is, or do you know where this restaurant is, etc. And they're like, no English. And so what do? So I speak louder and slower to make sure that they can understand me. It's not going to work out so well. They call them stupid American tourists because that's what we are. We're like, oh, let's speak louder, let's speak slower, and maybe they'll understand me. And the conversation is not going anywhere. So when I go somewhere, at least try to figure out some phrases that I can use, even though I don't understand Spanish. You figured I would learn a little bit. No, barely. So I can understand just a little bit. So when I go to Quebec, I learn a little bit of French. So wherever I go, I try to learn just some simple phrases. I may not understand the language 100%, but if I could get just a little bit, we can start the communication process. Now, why does this have to do with any of our business? Well, here's the thing, is a lot of the people that we're talking to, even a lot of people on this Zoom or that's recorded or live, we're all different personalities. We all speak a different color personality language. So what resonates with me may not excite you. What excites Derek may not excite you. What excites me may not excite you. Now, what do I have to know? What does that mean? Well, we all just speak different languages. So here's some more 4 words you can write down here: money, party, help, and facts. If you remember those 4 words, you're golden. Here's the thing. So there's 4 different core primary color personalities. We're all a little bit of everybody. I don't like the stereotype like, oh, if you're this person, you're 100% that way. We just have like a primary personality. Now, what does that mean? That means like, hair color, eye color, skin color, the way we act. It's part of our DNA. It doesn't mean someone's better than the other person. It's just how we're wired, how we're born. Our parents and guardians, the way they brought us up. It's just kind of part of who we are. So it's so much easier for us to speak just a little bit of their color personality language versus us trying to ram English down someone else's throat. So for the color personality languages, here's the golden rule: do as to other as they love. So if I talk about money, chances are 75% or 3 out of 4, I'm actually not going to excite. I'm actually not going to, we're not going to connect. Now, everybody likes money. You need money to survive, but a lot of times that's not their primary excitement. So you kind of go through these. There's 4 different personalities. One resonates primarily with money. One resonates a little bit more on the fun, the party side. One just really likes to help people. And then there's also the logical, super boring people like myself. So let's get into it. You've got enough, just the basics. The best part is if I give you some examples, it's really going to help you out a little bit better. I'll just kind of describe them really quick and how we're going to get them to do certain things. So we meet somebody like, okay, how do I get them to listen to a presentation, or at least listen to an icebreaker, or to motivate, and of course to close. So let's get into it. The red personalities. Now, why do I use colors? Because we can visualize colors. Some people use animals. Some people use these fancy, psychology words that I don't understand. So I just like colors. The person that taught me used colors. So much easier. So everyone have a red personality. I like visuals. If you ever watched Sesame Street back in the day, yes, I know it's American, but Sesame Street, what is Bert? He always likes to be right. He's very motivated on being right. How many people do we meet? They love to be right. They're very money motivated. You kind of see what their hot buttons is. Maybe it's materialistic possessions. Maybe they want to look the best. Maybe they, want to be at the top. Maybe they love to speak. Those now, when people say, "Well, that person's materialistic," I think that's actually a good thing, because now I know what to talk to them about. So when you meet a red personality, what do we talk to? Well, if they want to listen to a presentation, are we going to talk about how the company can help a lot of people, and they can they can have some fun with the business, and we're going to talk all slow? No, they're money motivated. They want to get to the point. Hey, you can make a lot of money in this business. Oh my goodness, we have some top income earners. You're way smarter than them. I can't imagine what you're going to do with this business. Then we have their attention. All right. So let's kind of go to the blues, give you some more examples on the different personalities. Now, the blues, they like people. They like to talk. They love to party. They love to have fun. So when you talk to the blues, like, oh, would you like to see a presentation? They're like, absolutely not. That sounds boring, right? So when we talk about presentation, I don't even say presentation. Definitely don't say meeting, right? Because they're like Dory from Finding Nemo. They're just excited to see new things and get distracted. Say, oh, our business, it's not like one of those boring meetings. It's more like a party where everyone makes money. Oh, it's a ton of fun. You're going to love this business. Oh, now we're connecting with them. So you can kind of see the little bit of a contrast with someone that's money motivated, which is someone that's fun motivated or people motivated. They just love to talk to people. Oh, you're going to have a ton of fun in this business. Oh, okay. Now we've resonated with them. So when we want to see a presentation, kind of already gone through that. If we want to motivate them, oh my goodness, yeah, just get a couple more customers or a couple more distributors. Oh man, you can have a lot more fun. We're going to go on some trips together. We're going to have we're going to meet some amazing people. Oh, we have their attention. So I'll go through some of the other parts. I really want to kind of briefly go through the personalities really quick. Now, again, another Sesame Street character. If you remember, Big Bird just likes to help people, just likes to be with people. So when we talk to a yellow personality, they're all about helping people, right? We don't talk to them about how they can be number one in the business. We definitely don't talk about, how they're going to have fun going on all these trips and partying. The yellow personalities, they want to help people. Oh, this business can help a lot of parents finally stay home with their kids and work an income on the side. Or that, this business helps a lot of people get rid of that financial stress. This business helps a lot of people make the right investments so they don't have to stress out. That's what gets them excited. They're not into the money in the show. They're not into the fun. They are a little bit, but at the same time, their primary goal is to help people. Does this business help a lot of people? That's what we need to focus on. Of course, the last personality is these boring green personalities like myself, that it has to make sense. Analysis paralysis. You ever seen someone that just like, oh, I just really need to know more information. Oh, wow. Okay. How exactly does a comp plan work? Oh, how exactly does the trading work? Oh my goodness. We're going to bore each other to crazy, but it just has to make sense. And you can't speak really fast, because if I presented like a green personality, I would literally just read the slides to you. I'd be like, green, facts, presentation, motivate distributors. Like, okay, I've bored 3 out of 4 people, 75% of the people. So I know that if I'm going to present on a Zoom, I'm going to present to anybody else besides a green personality, I better show a personality. I better show, I got to be to the point for the reds. I got to, smile and have fun like the blues. And I got to show how this information is going to help people. So even if you're a green personality, you can't speak green personality to everybody. You've got to figure out what's going to be their hot button for them. So let's go really quick. So we talked about the reds. They're in it for the money. By the way, type in anything into the chat, because I really want everyone to get some value out of the next couple of minutes. So let's say, well, first of all, how in the world am I going to tell if they're a red personality? How am I going to tell if they're blue, a green, a yellow personality? Sometimes it just becomes automatic and pretty easy. After a while, you're like, okay, yeah, they're always dressed up really good. And they always get the newest car, or they're always looking for the newest car. There's a lot of things. It just becomes automatic. Like, wow, they're so introverted, and they don't really talk much, and everything they say is very direct. Okay, they're green. Oh my goodness, this person just talks like crazy. They are an outgoing person. This whole quarantine thing, shutdown thing is driving them crazy. Okay, they're blue. And they show up and they always say, can I help you with something? They come to the meeting. Is there anything I can help with? Of course, they're yellow. So a lot of times it becomes automatic. But here are some things you can do to be able to figure this out. Now, I use this everywhere. It's not just for business. I use it for for kids, for teachers, for adults. I mean, if I want to get anything done, I use these color personalities. So let me show you a really easy way to figure out, okay, I'm going to be talking to this person, or I want to show them the opportunity. I need to figure out who they are. So here's a good way to figure out red personalities. Social media. Or if you don't know them personally, a lot of times we can kind of tell. And I'll give you a resource. Don't worry, there's a little quiz. But social media, you can kind of tell by their profile picture. Oh, is their profile picture by a Mercedes, whether it's their Mercedes or whether it's their dream Mercedes? That's pretty obvious, right? Or are they dressed up? Are all their photos Instagram worthy? They're perfectly dressed, looking successful. It's just a good tell. Honestly, most of my best friends are red personalities. They're super easy to mess with. And I'm really the only person that can put up with them. But so joking aside. So a lot of times you can kind of tell by the red personalities of, how they act. And of course, still on social media. With blues, it's pretty obviously they're just talking, or they want to talk, or they can't wait to talk, or it's really easy to spot. Now the yellows may be a little bit hard. So let me give you an exaggerated example. And this is actually a true story. This was, I guess, about 5 years ago now. I was invited to an event to speak. They say, can you show up the day before? We have a VIP leader, private party. We'd love you to be there. I'm like, great. Food, I'm there. So I show up, and this lady sees me across the room, probably, I don't know, mid to late 60s, sees me across the room, comes on over, gives me a big old hug. And then she goes, oh, and what is your name? And like, anybody that leads with a hug instead of a handshake and wants to know somebody, and just over the top yellow personality, I was like, wow, I'm going to use you as an example. And I used her an example at the event, because just, oh, what's your name? Oh, where are you from? Oh, you're going to speak. Okay, great. Let me show you my 75 grandkids. And I knew to the TSA, you have a minivan with a bunch of grandkids stuff in the back. It's a total mess, and there's McDonald's bags in there. She goes, how did you know? Well, you just kind of know their personality. I love all personalities. And of course, the greens, super easy on this one. Look at a greens automobile. If the greens automobile is probably paid for, they know the miles per gallon. It's definitely not the fanciest car. It's the best value. It's paid off. I mean, those are green personalities. They don't really dress correctly. I don't even know what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a brown t-shirt, right? Don't expect us to dress all fancy. So those are just some of the ways that you can kind of eyeball these personalities. So when we go to reds, hey, let's talk to them about how much money they can make. If they're in your organization, how do we motivate them? Oh my goodness, if you just do a couple more distributors, you could break another pin level. The blues, they don't care about pin levels. Oh my goodness, break a pin level so you can have more fun. What do you mean have more fun? Well, you can have more money so you can go to more events and you can have more training, or not more training, excuse me. You can be able to hang out with your team more. The yellow personalities, it's all about helping people. Oh my goodness, we want to help them. Well, how do we help them? Well, how many more people can we help start their own business? How many more people can we help get to the next pin level so they can have less financial stress? We're talking green personality, it just has to make sense. Well, I mean, we've done all the research, and if you sponsor 2 more distributors, yeah, you're gonna reach the next pin level. Or to join the business, well, yeah, I mean, we've done all the research. There's really no other way to get this amount of income and have low risk, and tax deductions. There's so much benefit to this business. It just makes sense. So before I go to the next part, I saw some chats come in. Oh goodness, let me pull these up really quick. Let's see. One that popped over there was an orange one. I thought that was really cool. Okay, let me kind of go. Really, Boris is super red. I like this. Okay, I'm super blue. Okay, cool. Here's the best part. Javier, I'm super blue with exclamation parts. Woo, greetings all. I want to talk to people. A bit late to show up. Blues are always late. It's totally fine. That's great. Why? Because they got distracted. Totally fine. I live with 2 blues. It's great. Let's see here. Really quick. Boris is super red. Cool deal. Well, it's good. Someone is aquamarine, blue and yellow. Well, here's the one thing that I didn't really explain is we're all primary, but as we were getting more experience, older, have more experience, then we all, I mean, yes, I'm super green, but I can't present like a green because I'm going to bore everybody. So I have to be a little bit blue, and I live with 2 blues. Yes, I have to be a little bit competitive and be a little bit red. And yes, I serve on board of directors of nonprofits, so I'm yellow. So yeah, we're all a little bit of everything. But the best part is when you kind of know your spouses and your kids and your workmates, it becomes automatic. So when you talk to prospects, you kind of know exactly what to say. And if you don't know what to say, just where to go. Just well, there it is. Just write down these 4 words and you'll figure it out. Okay. I think I'm orange. Before I go to the more chats, let me give you one more resource really quick. If you don't know who they are, or you can't figure it out, they're not really opening up, well, they're probably green personality. But if you really can't figure it out, you're like, this, I don't know what they are, you can slip in this first sentence somewhere at the beginning, because we have to get their attention, because we have short attention spans. And this is something I came up with when I had to do a testimonial back in the VHS days, way back. So, oh yeah, can you do a 30-second testimonial about the business? And they would have testimonials. That was their way of presenting, was a VHS tape. I said, great. And they said, well, actually, we need about 15 seconds. I was like, what? Okay, what am I going to say in 15 seconds for a testimonial? So I said, okay, let me try to get everyone's attention. So I use this phrase. So this is the only business where you can make a lot of money, help a bunch of people, have a ton of fun doing it. It just makes sense. It was under 10 seconds. But here's the best part. If you kind of look at this phrase, and again, you can use any adjectives, adverbs that you like, but what do? I talk about money, helping a bunch of people for the yellows, a ton of fun for the blues, just makes sense for the greens. So if you do something like that, something's going to resonate with them. They say, oh, I heard money. Ooh, fun. What do you mean this business is fun? I've never heard of a business that's fun. Oh, you get to help some people. Oh, it just makes sense. Well, I need to pay attention. Things like that. All right, cool. Let's see here. I think I'm orange. Okay, so that's actually a really hard one to do. Most of the time when I see my red personality friends, they actually, guy or girl, they're married to yellows, because just the opposites attract. Like, oh, this one's the go-getter, and this one actually bonds with people. That's always fun. All right, let's see here. I love meeting yellow people. I love meeting every person. But yeah, when they come up to you and just give you a hug and then ask for your name, Like, oh, you kind of know that, wow, this person loves people. They love to help. Derek loves to party. Let's see. Javier maybe was talking about how he was late. Sorry about that. I have blue, yellow, and green. See, well, here's the goal is to be a chameleon. Is to be able to. They don't care about us as much as we think they care. They don't care about us. They want to speak. They want us to speak their language. So at the end of the day, the person that listens the most wins. And just drop some knowledge on, money, help, facts, make sense, facts, information, things like that. You're golden. So let's see here. Colin's motorcycle is a dead giveaway. Big blue. Yeah, see, there's a thing right there. So sometimes you're like, well, are they red or are they blue? Because they're both people oriented, not that, or well, they're both they're very similar in one point. They're not direct opposites like red and blues, or blues and yellows, or I'm sorry, greens and yellows. So yeah, it's just kind of the way things work out. But a lot of times, yeah, sometimes they're a little bit of everything. So yeah, I even had a motorcycle. I never posted it up on social media, but I had a motorcycle. Why? Because it's total fun, totally dangerous. Didn't quite make the marriage, by the way. All right, let's see here. Yeah, my girlfriend is very yellow. So I'll give you this resource, and I want you to use it, like, first of all, to answer it for yourself, and then also answer for, like, oh, I'm going to pretend I'm this person, and it becomes super easy, and you don't have to think about it. You can't have to say, oh, they're yellow. Let me check my notes and see what they're into. It's actually really easy. Right, be a chameleon. Yes, that's good. Cool. Whoa, there it is. So you can go to biglbooks.com/colors. You can take a quiz. There's a couple of things right there. It's a one-page PDF. You can print it out. Don't bring it with you to presentation, but it kind of just shows you like a ton of phrases that you can use. And like, well, I could use it for, for this person or that person. It becomes automatic. It's like any other habit. Let's see what other comments we have. Oh yeah, so simple questions to identify, are you outgoing or reserve, are you people or task oriented? So yeah, that's kind of the if I drew it on like a chart quadrant, that's what it would be like. Good job, Colin. Or you've seen this before. Either way, cool. So okay, what else could I do? So a lot of times, what can we ask? Well, hey, when you're not working, what do you like to do in your free time? Or I'm just curious, what's your dream vacation? I'm just curious, if money wasn't an object, what would you do all day? Right. And then you can kind of tell by that really quick, oh yeah, or if you won the lottery, what would you do with it? The lotto. And you can tell a lot of times, I'd buy this Lambo and I want to get this house on the water. Pretty obvious. Red personality. If they say, oh my goodness, whew, man, I'll travel the world. That'd be so much fun. Blue personality. Well, I always want to start this foundation. I love giving back, and I guess I could get a new car. Yellow personality, right? Or a green personality. Well, first I need to figure out how much is it, and then what's going to go to taxes. And then what I need to do is figure out, should I take the lump sum, or is it a 20 or 30? I'm like, oh my goodness, we're boring each other to death to their green personality. So a lot of times you can just ask those particular questions. Yes, there's 4 books. It's not an infomercial for the book. This last one is for kids. So yes, kids aren't distributors, but if you have kids, it works out good as well. They're like $5. What was it? £4 either way. But I'm not too worried about it. The big thing I really want people to do is have fun with the quiz. And I'll leave this up that we have it if you want to answer questions. Everyone wants to unmute. The big thing is take the quiz for fun, and definitely get the resource guide, at least get you thinking about other personalities, and you can have a lot of fun with it. So I'll keep going since we don't have any more questions, or I kind of glazed over the chat. But it was really quick. The reason we came out with the kids book, it was, I guess, 5 years ago. So my daughter was 9 at the time. Having trouble, with the different kids in the class, right? Because, oh, this kid's super competitive, oh, this kid's a pushover, oh, this kid's this, and my daughter's blue. So it was like, okay, well, this is how this kid wants to act, so let's speak their language, tell them that they're right. Who cares, right? And she's super blue. So when she's talking to the red personality, she's like, oh, hey, I won't mention their name. Hey, Anna, did you have fun today? Oh, well, I'm the best swimmer that is on my swim team. She's like, wait, no, I wanted to see if you want to have fun. I'm like, this conversation is going nowhere, right? Because somebody's super competitive and someone's super fun motivated. Like, so you need to speak to their personality language. So any questions? I kind of went over 30 minutes here. Besides getting the resource, feel free to unmute, keep typing in the chat. I'll go through the chat, make sure I answered everything. Or let's see. I love these comments here. It's good stuff. Feel free to unmute, type in the chat, and I'll look through these chats.
Yeah, if anyone wants to unmute, they can do. Find out a bit more about your own personalities, or your kids' personalities, or anything really. Just go ahead and unmute and ask Keith the question.
Yeah, Myra, my green would drive me crazy. Yes, we will bore each other. Yeah.
Colin, do you want to say something?
Yeah, hang on here. Let's see again. Hi, Keith.
Hello.
Great. It's a great explanation of the colours. I've seen it in Robert Rome's positive personality profiles, which I studied many years ago.
Okay.
Inside out.
I think we identify them like in different ways. Like sometimes.
Yes, same sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, Yeah, I found it great when I was sitting down with distributors, because sometimes you just didn't know, and sometimes I used to say to people, like, look, if we're going to be working together, just ask those two simple questions that I posted earlier on, are you task oriented or people oriented, or are you outgoing or reserved? That would put them firmly in one of the quadrants, and you could say, okay, so then you know how to do it. I mean, as an example, I've got my two children, Simon and Lindsay, are completely opposite poles. So Lindsay is more the driven type person, facts, data, doesn't suffer fools gladly, didn't like to go to bed when she was a child. Simon, on the other hand, was completely different. Now, if I said the same question, if I said to Lindsay, or if I said to Simon, 9 o'clock's bedtime, that's when you need to go to bed, it'd be, oh, great, Dad's told me what time to go to bed. If I said the same to Lindsay, her reaction to that would be, do you want to fight? So it was kind of like, and then we couldn't get her off to bed. So, yeah, she knows. She's laughing now.
I can hear Lindsay in the background laughing.
But if you go, even children, you're quite right. You're quite right, Keith. Even children. If I said to Lindsay, look, okay, I need to give her a choice now. She needs to be in charge, you see, because that's what she wants to do. So I just say to her, look, you can go to bed at 8 or 9, your choice, but really 9's the limit. That way, it gives her a choice, and then she would decide to go to bed at 9.
Yeah.
But that's just the way.
Two choices that benefit you.
yeah. But it also gives her. She feels like she's got some kind of control over it, so that made a difference. So yeah, same thing, but yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, so my daughter's blue, so we had to make everything fun. To this day, as a teenager, like, hey, we're doing laundry, it's got to be fun. We got to throw things across the room, hit it with hockey sticks. Yeah, we go all out.
Well, I'm blue. I'm blue through and through.
Oh yeah. You're the first person on mute. Of course, you're blue.
Well, I have to apologize again, but yeah, I was about to interrupt Colin, but yeah, we blues. Yeah, we bond really quickly. Yeah, we tend to lead the parties, right?
That's what we like to dance and party, don't we?
Yeah, let me tell you just a quick. I was just remembering stuff, and please, Keith, you just almost made me burst a god when you said that about me. Yeah, blues are always late. Yes, I was on the floor rolling. I almost burst my gut. But here's an example. I was role playing with a couple of guys, and I said two things. Things happen in this role playing game, and it's very quick. But I said two things to the person that was storytelling, that was conducting this role play, and burst everyone. Okay, so the scene is we had to go into stealthily into a party, and I was my kind of personality reflects on the characters I play in those role plays, and I was playing a character that has chimerism, that can transform and make illusions. Okay, so the thing is, we made some rolls and things happened, and we were 1 hour late. So what I said was, we come in all burst, me spearheading the group, and we're gonna go in elegantly late. As I mentioned, elegantly late, everybody was like, "Wow!" and minds blown. It hadn't occurred to them that we could be actually kind of failing forward. So what I did was roll with that and say, you know what? I will be the center of the party. I'm gonna attract every light on me. I'm very fine with that. And I had the couple of guys that were the muscles, the intelligent type, sleep through while I had the reflectors on me. So and nobody in that group had that type or understood it like I did. So so sometimes these tools we gather for this can also be used for other entertainment purposes. So yeah.
Super fun. Yeah, Blues is great storytellers too. Like I could picture, the reflectors of party.
Oh yeah, exactly. Totally.
You don't want a green to tell a story. It's brutal. It's just brutal.
Just want to say hi, Keith, as well. Great presentation, mate. Fantastic. I'm like Colin. I learned from, originally I was the scientific words, which I can't pronounce. Then I went into the Dr. Robert Rollins, the disc personality, and that's where I learned. I totally understand where you're coming from and all this. It helps so much in many, many, many people. And I'm quite the dictator and say what goes on normally. But I learned a lot from what you're talking about, how to handle people. So I now will take a back seat and let others have control and try and change how I speak to other people because of what I've learned. So loved the presentation. I just want to say thank you so much, mate.
And so what's your primary color personality?
I'm a dictator. What do you reckon I'm going to be? I'm a doer. I get things sorted. I'm very orientated, but very, very task orientated.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The reason I bring it up is because I saw you like, yeah, you're very to the point, direct, great. A little bit of blue in you. How can I tell? Talking with your hands, which is actually really cool. So
I'm also a dancer.
Yeah,
I'm a better dancer. I love being in front of people.
Yeah. Blue and red, so purple. So yeah, you got that down. So yeah, it's got to drive you crazy to talk to a green because you got to slow it down.
Not really, because guess what? I am very high detail. I'm very much green as well, and I can raise. The only thing I can't do is that bottom corner to me is my opposite. People are still trying to find my submissive side when I'm a bit. So I try hard.
Well, you got the chameleon thing down, so you kind of fooled me on the blue versus red there. So that's good. I love it.
I've been practicing for many years, thanks to training like Colin's had and Derek's had, Renton, and a lot of the others here. We've all had that sort of training behind. And if it wasn't for that, I'd still be this sort of bully person that I used to be many years ago. Thank you for training everyone. It's just whichever business it's been in and how you're coming across, mate. I just so appreciate it. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Kevin says I look like Jimmy Fallon. I get that once a month, actually. I always say, no, Kevin, Jimmy Fallon looks like me. Yeah, he probably gets that a lot.
How do people keep typing on this? I see these texts coming up. How does that happen?
Oh, in chat?
Yeah, I don't use these sort of things often, so it's new to me.
Oh yeah. If you're on your phone, you have to. It may. I don't know how it goes on the phone. I'm on a desktop right now, but yeah, a lot of times on the phone, you have to click on things, and then the stuff goes away.
No, because of how you are, Jamie. Just use voice messaging. And yeah, if you're on the phone, text will be a little bit more complicated. If you get yourself in a computer, you click on the chat box, and that's way better. Yeah, and I love the explanation of Derek that he's what he said, aquamarine. That's also awesome. That's a nice solution.
Yeah, I only discovered that because I couldn't understand the when I first got into this look, I said to people, if you want to get me into your network, just say there's a free holiday. I don't know how many holidays I've gone on. I've gone on so many free holidays because that's been my driving force. But I'll
There
tell
you
you
go.
one thing, you probably realize this as well, Javier. The Blues are prone to exaggerate and also poor follow-ups. So your follow-up has to be something that you really work on, and that's probably my saving grace.
Right. And,
Make it
and I
fun.
don't mean to offend or impose on Paul, but I think Paul is a great, nice example of somebody who's a little bit green, but also I think yellow. I detect some yellow in Paul. If you want to say something, Paul, if not, that's completely all right. But yeah, and I really do appreciate because the thing Blues I think struggle most is with green personalities, right, Keith?
What's that?
The thing that Blues struggle most, the personality that struggles with Blue most is green, a little bit.
Yeah,
They're a bit
they're
in your
not.
face, a bit in your
Yeah, no,
face.
yeah, they're just like, whoa, this person can't slow down, or like it just, yeah, it's not direct opposite, but yeah, it'll drive us crazy,
Right.
which is good. Opposites can to attract to it in a
Complement
way.
each other. Yeah, you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
the sour, you need the sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
yeah. We need to have a personality, so just got to marry one. So much easier.
You know when you said to be a chameleon, Keith, what you really reminded me is that how our eyes work. Our eyes detect light, right? In the absence of absolute light, there's absolute obscurity for you. You see nothing. Okay, so but light is not white, or not all the time starts as white. There's supernovas, big red stars. There's the dwarf blues, right? So the spectrum we're talking about is personalities, but it also happens in nature. Now, the thing is, the best light is the white one. We need to become white as professionals in network marketing. We need to become as white as possible, reuniting the blues, the greens, the reds, and all the colors in the spectrum. That's what you say. Become a chameleon.
Yeah, because white that's the presence of all light, of all colors, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
As you zoom up all the light, all the spectrums become white. And the wider it is, the more spectrum you can get out of it. So yeah.
All right. It's a good way of putting it.
Cool. Anyone else want to say anything? I know that the Blues have taken over a bit, but you know.
Shocker. If you ever want to just tell them to sit on their hands and they won't say anything. That's great.
Where's Lindsay? Lindsay, very quiet.
I am. I'm trying to take it all in.
Have you learned a bit today?
Yeah, I'm finding it really, really interesting and funny.
Cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Have you figured out your children now? What colours they are?
The children. I know. I keep sitting here thinking about that. They're all really different. My children are.
Okay, well get the book. I'll tell you, it's worth it. I think was it Keith or your daughter? Was it your daughter that helped write a book? I'm not sure what.
Yeah, the one on if it's on the screen. Yeah, the kids one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How to get your
we just changed the names and stole the stories. Because you'll see, like, you'll realize, like, in the wild / a classroom is really what the wild is. You'll see kids just doing their thing. There's going to be a kid that sticks to themselves. There's a kid that's going to be bossing them around. There's a kid that's going to be talking the whole time. There's a kid that, it's just it's crazy when you start seeing it. It's going to be really obvious once you get it. It's like, whoa, crazy.
Anyone else? If that's all, Nicholas.
I think I have to. I'm thinking about my kids. That's very interesting too. I have a boy and a girl, and I think my boy is totally blue. Is like, what is the highest blue you have?
bright blue.
Indigo.
The thing you said about the laundry, I think I have to go all in with this. Like making a party. And this is you keep talking about.
Make your socks into footballs.
Yeah. A game, whatever works. It's crazy.
Gamifying everything, absolutely.
Completely different.
Even at 14, it doesn't go old. It's crazy.
See, Lindsay, my daughter Lindsay was outgoing and task-oriented. She said if I said to her, "Do you want a sweet?" she'd be thinking, "Stuff your sweet. Where's the money?" Whereas Simon would say, "Oh, that's lovely. It's sweet. That's great." On the direct opposite of the quadrant. So it does help with your children.
Oh, it does. It does. My daughter's a blue, by the way, a bright blue, like your son probably, Nicholas. And she's 23 now, and she still hasn't grown up.
Yeah.
Takes after a father.
Yeah, we always went on holidays. She started going on holidays at the age of 3. So we traveled all around the world, yeah, different places. Yeah, we enjoyed it. I used to have her on one of those bikes where she'd sit on the front and I'd be cycling, and we'd go places everywhere there was lights and parties, and she became a club person. She went to Ibiza, I don't know how many times. I think she owned it. She eventually started working in some of the bars there against my wishes, but she did it anyway.
Have you seen that current meme that's been floating around? A little cat they put that's swinging its head. The cat at the pace of the music. That's a blue cat.
Right.
And Nicholas just struck me a little bit red too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about me? I don't know about
yeah,
red.
of course.
I don't know about
Yeah.
red.
A little bit red, a little bit yellow. I get from you.
I think quite yellow and blue was something that I thought I was, and then I got green. It's quite funny because I'm an engineer.
You definitely got a bit of green, that's for sure.
I've been educated as an engineer, so I have the structure of the engineers, but actually I'm quite the party guy between the engineers.
Actually, I'll tell you something, Nicholas. This is really interesting, right? I started my career as a manager, hotel manager, okay? So I was trained to be red. So if you imagine, I was red. I had the office, I had the desk, I had everything, right? And I didn't feel comfortable ever. As soon as I trained to become a chef, I was so happy. I was dancing in the kitchen. I had all my cooking was with music. I had to have music, and if anyone said no music, I said, right, I'm not cooking. No music, no cooking, no food. So yeah, I thought I was red because of that. That's why I'm saying that. And then I realized that actually I'd been forced to become a red because of the career, and I felt very uncomfortable in that career. And when I changed my career, I found the career I wanted. So that's, something to think about. So sometimes we end up in the color career that's not ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point. You don't want to be miserable.
Oh, I've known, and the kind of the opposite. My father is also kind of bluish, reddish personality, but he became kind of green because of his work, right? He needed to present results, and he's in the government. He works at what do you call the finance, where they gather money, but also decide where the money goes, the expenses of the bureaucratic government things. And that's why he had to become a little bit green. The results, this needs to come that. And so he started to develop it a little bit, and he'll come home and I'll start to look at that. That's not you, Dad. Let's have some fun a little bit. And he will unwind from the green onto a little bit bluish, a little bit reddish personalities. Now that I see that, as Keith says, you can unsee that, right?
You're gonna see colors everywhere now.
Oh yeah, and it's awesome.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much, Keith, for your time. I'm sure everyone will carry on enjoying this for a long time after. And guys, go to bigalbooks.com and /colors, because you get a lot of good information there. Plus, also, I mean, the books are really, really cheap. $4 and $5 and so on. They're really worth getting, especially the guys who've got kids. If you got kids, get the kids' book, because I tell you what, you can start working on your kids in a different way. And I mean, when I realized my daughter was blue, life was easy. It was really easy. But at the time, I thought she was just too much. I thought she was overhyped. I thought she was bouncing off the walls. We stopped giving her juice. We stopped giving her Coca-Cola. We stopped everything, and it didn't change her. So it was nothing to do with the food.
My youngest son's a bit like that.
Never a boring time, is there?
No.
Crazy.
Full of life. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and good evening to you all. Thanks, Keith, and
thank
see
you
again. All right.
You bet. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Okay,
Thank
bye
you.
for now.
Yourself.
Bye.
All right.